Hi everyone! So today is a no makeup Sunday for me because I am really lazy and super tired and still getting over my illness, so ignore the face. I had originally done an extra dimension video before, but I was kind of running out of light that day, so my swatches looked really bad, and I was just having a really hard time getting the colors to show up, and that goes hand in hand with the fact that the blushes just aren't, some of them aren't crazy pigmented, and so it was this huge issue, so I just decided to reshoot this video entirely with some light. I'm right by my window right now. I'm trying to control the natural light with my blinds, so we'll see how that goes. So I was playing around with one of the first blushes, and that would be Blazing Haute. Blazing Haute was one of my favorite ones because it's a very peachy color. The thing is that it's a very soft color as well, so I think my biggest issue with these blushes, although I loved the consistency and how nicely they went on, the first thing I noticed when I swatched them was that I really had to dig in there. So you can already see that I've kind of I've really pressed in there, trying to get the swatches to show up really well. So most of like the actual design is almost gone at this point because I've been trying to get it to show up. So this is kind of a peachy neutral. This is, as you can see, it blends in very well with my skin tone. You can see it right there. And that's after me having done like 4 layers of color. So I really have to work to get it to show up on my NC35 skin, which is kind of a bummer because I really like the color. Second bummer of these blushes is that they're not very pigmented and they don't last all day, unfortunately. I wish they did because some of these are really beautiful, awesome colors that I could see myself wearing every day, but their lasting power just isn't like with regular MAC blushes. I feel like I can get a full day's wear. It's not exactly the case with these, especially with the really not as pigmented colors. So this next color is called At Dusk. Oh, sorry, this is one of the eyeshadows. Is it? No, wait. Nope, that's one of the blushes. At Dusk, this is kind of a, how do I explain this? It's a soft pink. It has like a hint, a very small hint of a sheen. Again, a very soft color. And this was one that I kind of went back and forth on whether I wanted to get it. It's one of those colors that I will have to work to get to work with my specific look. Like, this isn't something I would wear every day. This would be beautiful on fairer skin, yes, because it leans a little bit cool. Not exactly the best color on me. It almost leans a little bit purple is kind of the color that I'm seeing there. And so that isn't extremely flattering on my skin tone. I think that with a very specific look, it would be very flattering. But again, I really have to like get in there to get the color to show up. The next one here is Bareness. I was really excited about this one because I thought it would be a very good neutral everyday color. Unfortunately, the issue is that it is not very pigmented, as the others aren't. It's a beautiful color. It is very neutral. It would be something that's very good for every day. Again, I think these colors would be beautiful on someone with fairer skin. You'd have to work a lot, you know, a lot less than I will to get these to show up, especially because this specific color, Bareness being the one that I was so excited about, blends in almost perfectly with my skin, except it would work as a contour almost, for like the lighter part of the contour, because it's just a wee bit lighter than my skin tone. So you can see the previous swatch there, the new swatch there, almost matches my NC35 skin perfectly. So wasn't incredibly excited about those first 3. I got a little bit more excited for Flaming Chic though. As you can see, this has more of a color punch. Again, the consistency of these blushes is just beautiful. They're like butter. So I love that about these. So again, yeah, this is Flaming Chic. Is that it? Yeah. So Flaming Chic, that's one swatch. Here is another to get it to build up. And here is another so that you can see the swatch best. So again, this is the most pigmented color thus far. I think it's a beautiful color because it's almost a, I mean, what color is that? It's like a dusty rose almost. It's definitely, it's got pink in there, but I'm not exactly sure what to describe that as. Very pretty though. I do like the color on myself. Again, I wore that one to work and it didn't last the whole 8 hours of my workday. By the time I got home, I had very, very little color left. Very, very disappointed by that. The next color is another color that I was very excited for. It's called Fiery Impact, and this is almost like a light brick terracotta color. And this is the one I ended up being the most excited about. And that's just one swatch of color. So it's the most pigmented color. I think it's incredibly flattering on my skin tone specifically. I think it'd be very flattering on olive skin in general. I think that it has a little bit of orange in there that might not read very well on cool tones. But I don't think that it's unworkable. Like if you loved the color, you could definitely make it work. I think it's very flattering for people that are maybe a little bit deeper in color as well. I think it'd be very easy to make this look clownish if you're a little too light skinned. I think that for people like NC25 or higher will probably find an easier time getting this to work. I found that this one was the one that lasted the longest throughout the day. So that was good for me because it was my favorite one once I actually saw all of these. So those are all the blushes. I got all 5. Those are all 5 of them. I thought that I had gotten all 3 of the skin finishes. Turns out I got a dupe of Shape the Future. So I only have 2 of them. So I have Shape the Future and Double Definition. I originally thought I was going to be very excited for Double Definition because it is the color that has the 2 kind of goldish colors. It's like a goldish bronze and then a lighter gold here. I thought that that was going to be my like yay kind of color. Turned out that I actually like Shape the Future more. Shape the Future has kind of a bronzy brickish color here and then a lighter champagne pink color down here. You can see where I already swatched it and I smeared this color into this one. If you look in the outer ring, that's actually more what that color looks like. So Shape the Future, this is a swatch of them mixed together. Beautiful. This is a very heavy swatch. I very much leaned into the darker portion more than anything. It kind of it reminds me of a less coral version of Stereo Rose without the grittiness. I very, very much love this color. Again, I wouldn't wear it with this much in this intensity. That's a little too intense because these are meant to be more almost like highlighters than blushes. But the fact that I have the option to go one way or the other is pretty cool. So I very, very much love Shape the Future. It's a great color. And then there's Double Definition. Double Definition, I will not say that I disliked it. I just like Shape the Future more, and that's just preference. Double Definition I actually found to be very, very beautiful as well. And you can see here, it's actually very pigmented as well. It's one of those things where it could be a shimmery bronzer, or, you know, you could use it as a bronzed highlight as well, just depending on how you decide to use it, because you do have control of how much you go into the lighter, the darker portion. It's a very versatile product. So very, very much love both of these. I think they are gorgeous. And I know that they actually had a lot of trouble producing these, or some sort of trouble either producing them or shipping them, because it seemed like everyone got them late at the counters and they came out late online as well. Like they had the coming soon thing on forever, it turned out. So I don't know what it was, but there was some sort of trouble with that. I'm glad that I got those 2. I know that there's another one called Definitely Defined, and that's the 3rd one that I don't have that I thought that I did. You know, if I don't get Definitely Defined, won't be the end of the world, because I'm actually really happy with the 2 that I did get. So, with the collection, there were also some eyeshadows that came out from the get-go. As soon as I saw them online, I knew that there were 2 that I would want, and everything else was just like meh. So I'll start off with the one that that was like my second choice. This one is called Opalesce. Again, it's showing off silver here, but it's actually more, when you look at it in the pan, looks white with a pink duochrome. I don't know if you guys can see that there. You kind of get, there you go. White with a pinkish duochrome. And then when you swatch it, you definitely get that. It is one of those things that you don't need a lot. Like I could wear that in my highlight, you know, like right under my brow. And it would be one of those colors that just catches the light perfectly when I turn or the light hits me in a specific way. It's not going to be incredibly obvious when you're looking at me full on, I think, but it's one of those things that's just like a nice surprise. So there's a more pronounced swatch. I don't think I would wear it so pronounced that you can see it just without the light catching it. I would prefer to have the light catch it, but this gives you an idea of that kind of duochrome color that it has. Very pretty. And then the color that I was the most excited about from the eyeshadow portion of this was a smoky mauve. Sorry, I've got cat hair on that. Smoky mauve. So this is kind of, it looks really lavender here, but I think smoky mauve is a very good description of it because it does look almost like a smoky mauve lavender kind of color. Here it's showing up very much more lavender than anything, but hopefully the swatch will be a little bit more true. Okay. Yeah, that looks great. So there you go. It's almost, I feel like smoky mauve really is just the best description of what this looks like. It leans a little smoky, but it has a bit of a duochrome, and it definitely looks like a mauvey lavender. Very, very pretty color. So that was the one I was most excited about, and it didn't disappoint me. As soon as I swatched it, I'm like, yep, I knew it. I knew it was great. So those are the two. You can still see the duochrominess of this one. So, so, so pretty. It catches the light and, so, so pretty. So those are the two eyeshadows that I got. I know that they're sold out online. This review is coming very late. But I know that there are also some counters that have them available. Some stores have them available. You can call around if you really, really wanted to get some of these. Again, reminder, if you call around to a MAC store that still has it available, they will ship to you. You just have to pay for shipping. It's usually between $7 and $8, I think. So, you know, not the end of the world if you weren't able to get them online. If there's something you're absolutely in love with, you should be able to hunt it down depending on how diligent you are. So yeah, that's it. You know, again, like I said, the blushes were kind of hit or miss, you know, because the pigmentation wasn't there. They weren't lasting as long as I wanted them to. The eyeshadows I actually found to last very long, especially with the base, so I like those a lot. And I was a big fan of the skin finishes. I felt that those actually did last a while because I wore those to work as well and didn't find them to fade very much. So that's it. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Put them down in the comments, and hopefully you enjoyed this and it was helpful in some way, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!